Hey guys, what's up? You're watching the EJ Tech Show with me, Sahil and Soham, and today we're going to be talking about the new LG Tone Free FN7 earbuds that cost 18,990 rupees in India, which means it's been priced. It's tricky because they go up against the newly launched Galaxy Buds Pro, which are actually cheaper than these. Now, they do have two key features. The first one being active noise cancellation, which you've seen in a lot of other premium wireless earbuds as well.
And non-premium wireless earbuds
and non-premium, yeah. And now, the more important feature that a lot of other earbuds have started introducing, but still not quite there, it's actually the charging case, right? Not from the outside, but from the inside, because this offers you UV lighting to pretty much kill all germs that you can't see.
Yeah, so UVnano lighting is what they call it, and it's supposed to essentially remove and kill bacteria that is invisible to the eye using light that is invisible to the eye as well. So again, this is a sort of faith relationship you have with LG. They're saying we're killing them and you believe that they're killing them, but then again, there's no real way for us at least to test the technology and see how it works. But again, we're taking them at face value that sure, if you've introduced the function, then that probably means that it's going to work well.
You've been using this, you've been testing these out. How exactly does it work then? Do you just does it only work when you you put it in the case and it has to charge, or as soon as you bung them in, it starts working?
So you have to put them inside. You don't need to necessarily shut the case. You just put the earbuds back inside the case and you give them around 10 minutes, and that's when you know that they're done cleaning. And there's also this blue ambient lighting that sort of comes from below,
but that's
not
the
UV light.
Because UV lighting is invisible. This is more like mood lighting.
It's more of an indicator to let you know that this function is working, but that's about it. Apart from that, the case itself is really nicely built, and that's something that we don't often see from a lot of even premium earphone manufacturers, and that's something that I think is very integral to the entire experience of owning true wireless earbuds, but something that's quite neglected by most manufacturers. LG, however, has made a really nice case.
Yeah, it's got a very nice matte finish as well, very smooth to the touch.
And it's small, it's smooth.
It does retain fingerprints and all the oil from your skin, you can actually see it there. But that could have been improved. But overall, feel-wise, it's very premium.
They also get wireless charging and USB Type-C charging. And there's a little pairing button on the side, so you can pair.
Plus, these are IPX4 rated, I believe, so water and sweat resistant, so it should be okay.
But that's not for the case, that's only for the buds. So that's important. People think that it means IPX4 for the entire unit, it's only for the buds.
So only for the buds, that means you can use them if you're walking in the rain or if you're doing a
sweaty workout or something, but they're not dust rated, so do keep that in mind, that this won't work that well if you're, let's say, wrestling in a sandpit. But if for other workouts, it should be absolutely fine.
Okay, so quickly let's now talk about the audio quality, because if they don't sound good, then there's no point.
So these have been tuned in partnership with Meridian, which is a British hi-fi audio brand, and we've seen other brands do these sort of partnerships. Like we saw it with the Enco X. They partnered up with Din Audio, a Danish hi-fi brand. So they certainly bring that tuning expertise to this, and in that sense, I will say this: they're not super bass heavy. It's a very neutral sort of sound tone to it. And the sound staging is quite sort of linear. It's right there in your ears. You don't feel like there's any sort of spatial effects happening. It doesn't feel super surrounded. It feels very straightforward, which isn't a bad thing necessarily. If someone prefers that, then you can go for that. This is for people who enjoy all the clarity and details from a song, especially songs with complicated instruments and sort of complicated setups. For those songs, this is really good. But if you just want to jam out to maybe like really bass heavy hip hop or Punjabi music, then maybe these aren't the right ones for you.
Plus, it comes with a very fantastic app, right? The LG Tone Free app. We've used a lot of compatible apps with other earphones as well, but this one was really special because it's very detailed, and it just gives you the touch controls at the very top as soon as you open that app. So it's got things like that. Plus, you can change the different bass levels on this as well.
A lot of manufacturers are also taking a backseat when it comes to that. Some of them aren't developing apps whatsoever. They're just saying, you know what, you buy our partner phone for that. Only then can you get the full functionality.
Like when the OnePlus Buds came out,
exactly. So things like that, I feel like that's a bit of a cheap move. But then also those are super budget. They're like 6,000. So obviously you understand when a manufacturer makes that sort of decision. But when it's this expensive, you do need to have a partner app with which you can fine tune the audio details. And as far as that goes, the LG Tone Free app is really good. Also, unlike all the other apps from so many other manufacturers that I won't really name right now, there's no privacy policies you have to agree to, or 200 different permissions you have to.
He's talking about Realme. He's talking about Realme.
Basically, you don't need to do all that. It's just basic, simple. It's just you open the app and that's it. Everything you need is right there. The only thing it asks for is location, in case you want to use the app to find your earbuds if you've misplaced them somewhere around the house, but they're still connected to Bluetooth. When it comes to Bluetooth, these do have Bluetooth 5.0 connectivity.
That's weird. Not 5.1, not the latest 5.2. It's still.
Honestly, I think that's okay, because 5.2 then helps in with a little bit with range and stability, but 5.0 itself wasn't all that.
So it's not that negligible, you're saying. It's the stability is
like
good,
5.2 would be would make sense if, let's say, the designer makes some sort of offset with where the connective part of the Bluetooth system is placed in the earbuds themselves. So if they think, you know what, this might not connect as well because of the design, then you put in the better, more stable Bluetooth version. But otherwise, Bluetooth 5.0 is fine. It's been coming around for years, so there's no real problem with that whatsoever. And on the battery front, that is something that I'd really like to point out. Now with ANC on, I got upwards of 5 hours of continued music playback, which is honestly quite impressive, and the music was at around 70-75% volume. So if you are someone who really likes listening to music for long periods of times, this will give you the battery backup to be able to do that. And
plus
the
charging as well, right?
Yeah, there is quick charging. You'll get from 0 to 40 really quickly in like around 5 to 7 minutes, but then 0 to 100 will take over almost 2 hours. In my experience at least, it took well over 2 hours to get from 0 to 100. So do keep that in mind. But talking about listening to it for long periods of times, now this is my personal experience. Earbuds, I've always said, especially in your earbuds, this is something that people should really choose for themselves. Go, and if you can, I wouldn't recommend using someone else's earbuds, but if you do have the option to do that, definitely see if you can try these before you buy them. Because everyone's ear canals are built differently. All earphones in your earbuds are built differently, so they may not fit your ear canals very well. For me, these did not fit very well, and they really did cause a lot of discomfort. I could barely wear them for upwards of 15 to 20 minutes without them hurting.
But like you said, everyone has different ear canals.
Precisely.
Because I've seen other reviewers saying that it was absolutely fine in their ears. But with yours, so it can happen.
This has happened previously also with us. I remember the Sony XB700s. I found them really comfortable. He did not find them super comfortable.
And the Sony 1000 XM4s were very uncomfortable for me.
Yeah, they were fine for me. So that way, it's different strokes for different folks. That truly is the anthem here. If you're buying in-ear earbuds, definitely do see if you can try them on before you buy them.
If that option is available, go for it. If it's clean, if it's hygienic.
Otherwise, you do get different ear tips, so you can definitely.
Well, I don't know. This comes with that UV lighting technology, so maybe you can try them on. But even then, it shouldn't. Better to be safe than sorry. Also, that active noise cancellation. Let's just talk a little bit more about that. In your experience, because you've used a lot of ANC earphones in the past, how does it compare with, let's say, the recently launched, the Oppo Enco X? I mean, would you say that they're in the same level when it comes to ANC?
I would say the fact that the passive noise isolation with these ear tips and the fit is so strong that the transparency mode isn't as good. As in, when you're using transparency mode with active noise cancelling earphones, you want to be able to hear everything that's happening around clearly. You want to be able to hear everything. Here, it doesn't let in as much ambient noise as you wish it would.
Because it does give you that very tight seal, so passive noise cancellation is already there. Right? So,
and the flip side of that is that the sealing is so good, you don't realize if you're on a call, let's say, with the ANC on and everything, you might be actually shouting in reality when in your head you think everything's fine, because that's a very integral part of speech. People don't realize, especially manufacturers don't realize, that when you're talking, you need to be able to hear yourself in order to regulate your own volume, which is something you can't do very well with active noise cancelling devices. But on the whole, ANC is quite strong. It will punch off very loud noises, ambient noises as well, especially if you're, let's say, in an office or a cafe or a train station. It can block out really big noises. However, like always with all ANC devices, high frequency noises, like if someone suddenly slams shut a door very loudly, or if there's a horn or something,
it'll pick up on
that will come through, because it can't possibly predict that something like that is going to happen. But on the whole, it is a good ANC experience, and it is, I would say, the ANC experience at least is worth the money. Now, before we wind up, there's one important feature that we do need to talk about, which is the touch controls. Now, touch controls have been getting better on true wireless earbuds for a long time now. Initially, there was very limited functionality on them. Yeah. However, with the FN7s, you can do things like play, pause tracks, you can skip the next track, you can also toggle your active noise cancellation technology with the transparency mode. You can do all that. But I will say this, in my experience, it was a little bit finicky because the touchpad for the touch controls is placed in such a high position that every time you go to adjust the earphones, which for me was a lot because they weren't sitting absolutely right in my ear.
So it slightly budge.
Yeah, I would inevitably end up pressing the touchpad and either pausing the music or changing the transparency mode and the active noise cancellation mode. So that is something to keep in mind.
So very premium earphones. I do think they could have been more competitively priced, in my opinion. But you are paying that premium for that active noise cancellation, that partnership with Meridian, and of course that UVnano technology. That's basically a germ exterminator. And in COVID times, that's a good feature to have, I guess. So yeah, these were the LG Tone Free FN7. Let us know what you think about them. Let us know in the comment section. And if you want us to continue making more videos like this, do hit that sub button. We'll be back very soon. Thank you so much for watching.